Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at some Diamond League gameplay on my Android account. So this is my baby account here, no MK2 bots or weapons. All my bots are level 6 and my weapons are a combination of level 6 and level 9. The level 9 weapons are the ones which tend to do better in Champion League, so like Orkan, Magnum, Tehran and Columbus. But today's video, I really wanted to focus on how I get, or at least try to maximize my gold and my silver in games at this level. So one of the things that did pop up as a comment quite a few times actually, a lot of players they tend to say, well, Adrian, you play aggressively because you have MK2 bots and weapons, so obviously you can do that. But a lot of that style of play has actually developed not because necessarily my level of weapons and robots, but because of who I face on the battlefield. You're gonna find that even when I'm running level 6 bots and weapons, I tend to play that way, and there's kind of a reason for that, especially at this level for Diamond League. I found that a lot of players at this level, they tend to hang back. They don't tend to get very aggressive, and because they hang back, I really take advantage of that. I go for beacons so that I can drive the other team's beacon bar down quickly. A lot of players at this level, they don't quite understand how that works, so I try to use that to my knowledge. And the other thing too is just squeezing as much damage in as possible when the beacon bar is getting drained. So a couple of things that I do want you to kind of take special note of here in this game. So right now we have 3 beacons and they have 2. One I want you to keep an eye on is actually the red beacon bar, because I'm going to explain a couple of things that I do tend to do. So first of all, I start off with the Gareth. I went to the left beacon, to the center, and I had to defend this beacon here to our right, or behind us now, just because we needed to hold down 3 beacons. So I know that we're in pretty good shape here. We have the beacon cap advantage over them, and even the beacon bar. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to actually get closer and closer to this right side, because I'm thinking if I can push a 4th beacon, we can drive down the beacon bar even quicker. Now the way that I kind of play at this level is pretty aggressive too, even despite the fact that many of these guys I'm going up against actually have level 10 stuff, so they are pretty much 4 levels above me. In some cases they're even running MK2. I don't know if they tankers or what, but if they are, they're obviously running a lot stronger stuff than I am, and that's even more reason why I actually push beacons, because I know that one way to beat them, if I can't overpower them with my equipment, is to out cap them. Okay, so that's one of the things that I try to focus on in these games, and quite often it actually pays off, because I end up winning more games. And if I'm winning more games through the beacon capping, I'm actually getting more gold as well as the silver bonus you get for when you win. Okay, so there's a couple of things that's going on in these games. Right now you can see actually their beacon bar is depleting quite a bit. They have 4 players left, and we're trying to wear them out here. I'm trying to get as much damage in here with my Dr. Lumbus, just keeping them at bay, making sure that they don't get to this beacon or center for that matter, and making them really pay for getting close to our beacons, or at least putting pressure on it. So yeah, I'm trying to get as much damage in on this Natasha here, and soon you're going to see actually an invader. I think that actually might be the first invader perhaps that I've encountered in Diamond League. So definitely going up against some stronger bots here. And you got to keep in mind too that it's not like I have bots with really moduled up bots running nuclear, or at least thermonuclear last stand and stuff. I don't have any of that on my bots. I think I might have nuclear reactor, but it's like level 1, and not all of my bots carry passive modules for that matter. So that's the other thing as well. And you can see here a player going towards center. So I'm trying to take out this players. I don't know if you realize we are now at 4 beacons on them, and I want you to really take note of how quickly their beacon bar drops. Okay, so knowing that, I'm trying to get as close as possible to the remaining players. That way I can do damage to them quickly. Typically what I do, and this happens even on my other account, my Champion League account on iOS, when we are at this stage and I can see that we're running out of time in terms of the game ending quickly, if I'm in a hangback bot such as this, generally what I would do is I would kill it and I would drop in with a brawler and squeeze as much damage in as possible before the game ends, which technically I think I should have done here. That's kind of one thing that I would have probably changed about my gameplay at this point, because take a look at the beacon bar. It is almost fully depleted. Once that guy gets taken out, that is pretty much game here. So let's just wait for this game to end, because I want you to also take note of the score. So, I ended up getting quite a few beacons this game. I didn't do a ton of damage, but take a look at this. So we ended up actually getting 6 gold because I ended up getting one of the most amount of beacons on my team. I didn't really score a lot, but I did get the beacons, and because of that I ended up getting actually quite a bit of gold. So 6 gold I think is more than the rest of my teammates, even though I didn't come first. And you can see here this guy's running some MK2 bots as well. So yeah, that's just generally what I wanted to show you guys. There is going to be another game here that I wanted to show as well. So on Valley map, I dropped in with my Gareth with the Orkin Magnum, and then I went straight for the beacon. So remember, I'm doing the same thing here, trying to get to these beacons as quickly as possible. And I did see, Kumihos there, which is going to be a bit of a problem, because obviously, those things can dash around pretty quick, and it is a lot more superior, I guess you could say, than the Gareth that I'm running. So right now I'm trying to get a couple of shots in, do some damage, and then kind of fall back. And I'm gonna still play aggressively. You got to keep in mind that my Gareth is only level 6 here. It's not leveled up. I only have actually 52,000 health on this thing, so a couple of rockets would definitely take me out. And speaking about the Gareth, this has also come up in the comment section as well. A lot of players are asking me, how come you run Orkin Magnum? You should be running like Tehran Magnum on your Gareth, and then Thunder Orkin on your Boa. Now your analysis of those builds is actually not wrong in any way. It's actually, you have the right thinking. The only thing is, when I started this account, there was a couple of things that I did encounter, so I had to adapt to what was being thrown at me. So when I first started this account, one of the things that I had a lot of trouble with was actually the Fuging, which the energy shield of the Fuging at this level I think is actually a little bit too strong. But I could not break it. I remember running my Boa with Thunder Orkin. I even ran, I'm trying to remember, the Natasha with Thunder Punishes, Leo with Thunder Punishes, and I could not break their shield. By the time I actually knocked it all the way down, I was reloading and they were sitting there still hitting me. So I had, to kind of find a counter to that, and I know that energy weapons is a counter to the Fuging. The problem though is I did not have Tehran or Magnums in my lineup, so I actually ended up winning, I think a Tehran and a Magnum from the black market. So I'm so thankful for that, because I needed that in order to counter the Fuging. So yeah, that was one reason why I actually did that. So if I were to run the Tehran Magnum on the Gareth, there's a bit of a problem, because my Gareth is my beacon runner and it generally goes down pretty quick. You saw that it only had 52,000 health, right? The thing is, I don't have last stand or anything on there. It doesn't even have a passive module slot. I can't heal either. I don't know if you go back to the beginning of this video, even this game, you'll notice that I can't even heal with it. So we have that problem as well. Now the thing is, if I'm running like Tehran and Magnum, all my counters on one bot, and the bot doesn't have a lot of health, and it goes down pretty quick, what happens when it gets taken out? So that's kind of the reason why I split my weapons up. By having one Magnum, on the Gareth, it means that I can still kind of counter a Fuging. It might not be a lot of damage, but at least I would be kind of wearing them out versus not wearing them out at all. So that was kind of one reason why I put the Tehran on the Boa, because the Boa is a very tanky bot, and because it's very tanky, it allows me to, dish out more damage to the Fuging before I go down, being that the Tehran has that burst damage with the plasma bolts. Okay, so that's kind of the reasoning behind why I chose to run the Orkin Magnum on the Gareth versus the Tehran Magnum, which many of you mentioned. So hopefully that kind of clears things up. Basically what I'm doing is I'm adapting to what is being thrown at me, and I'm trying to find ways to counter it, because this game is all about counters, finding counters to what the enemy is running. And that's why I actually enjoy playing this game, because it's a lot like chess. Sometimes you think, you know, that pawn doesn't look threatening, but when it makes its way across the board, for those of you that do understand chess, it turns into a queen and it becomes one of the biggest threats in the game. So you got to be very careful, you know, with counters, because sometimes you don't think it's going to work when actually it really does work and it becomes a really big threat. So you can see here I'm pushing beacons once again. I'm always constantly trying to push beacons because I don't know what's on the other team, you know, what they're running. They may be running MK2 bots, they might be tankers, and if they are, I want to try to win, you know, against him. I want to get those beacons and end the game quickly. So we have 4 beacons here on these guys. I'm trying to get my damage in. I'm watching, you know, that beacon bar there, and these guys are hitting me. I'm just trying to get, you know, as much damage in with Columbus. This is not really a high damage setup, maybe for range, but when it comes to close range brawling, definitely not. So you can see I'm getting ready to spawn in. I'm looking at C. I have 1 more bot left, and you know, I brought up my boa and I'm just gonna charge them now. And the reason why is because I'm looking to see how many players we have on our team, how many do they have, and I'm looking at the beacon bar as well. So that's why you see me moving ahead. I'm trying to put more pressure on this beacon and trying to basically have them crumble under that pressure. I'm trying to get this guy here. So I'm moving closer, and you know, my goal is really actually going to be to try see if I can cap this beacon, but you're going to see what happens here. They all drop in, or at least this guy drops in. So we have another guy who drops in. They're all trying to drop in, and I'm trying to get as much damage in as possible because their beacon bar is dropping very quickly. We have 4 beacons here, so just kind of going straight at them. I don't really care if I lose this bot, because even if I do, the chances of them capping beacons to stop their bar from actually getting drained all the way down is going to be pretty much slim to none. Okay, so you can see here they don't have any beacon bar left, and the game is about to end, and that's going to pretty much be it. And once again, we're going to take a look at the score here and see, you know, how many beacons we were able to get and the damage. I didn't do a ton of damage. I did get a crate here, which is great. So we get silver crate, which is the other thing too. If you're winning, you're getting more of you know, your honor points. And I didn't do a ton, but if you take a look at this, you know, I came 4th on my team, but I got 5 gold. So you know, always take a look at that. This guy here, he has 5 bots, a lot of level 10 and 11 bots. So his bots are obviously a lot higher than mine. And if you take a look at, so I'm kind of showing you the gold there, but I got pretty much the same amount of gold as the first place, you know, player on my team. I didn't do a ton of damage, but what got me that gold was the beacons, and I really wanted to focus on that. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to show this to you because I'm hoping that it will be able to help some of the players out there, you know, always asking about how do you get gold so fast. This is actually one of the ways, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So if you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet subscribed, consider subscribing. Until the next video, I'll catch you guys later.